Do you know what is an essential nutrient which plays a key role in the human body? The answer is water. Water is a basic necessity and an important resource for sustaining life. But millions of people do not have access to safe drinking water in India, and they are at risk due to the contamination, including excessive fluoride in drinking water. The decline in water quality endangers the health of humans as well as ecosystem. Only few districts are marked for safe groundwater quality. Millions of the population in India suffering from diseases related to water such as diarrhea and gastroenteritis. Many of the districts are under the risk of arsenic and fluoride. The recent survey by Bureau of Indian Standard to access quality of drinking water shows that even metro cities receive contaminated water.
Providing safe drinking water is first priority of every elected government in every country. Though the government has been trying to overcome this problem through various urban and development programs, the question comes in mind that how to provide the safe and clean water to the people of the country. The answer is simple. Set up the minimum requirements for the quality and supply system of drinking water. Here standards plays the important role to set up the requirements of drinking water. So the Bureau of Indian Standards has taken the initiative and developed an Indian standard on drinking water supply management system standard IS 17482.
The implementation of this standard by the water utilities will ensure a uniform system for supply of clean drinking water across the country. Understanding the need of nation, the Technical Committee on Drinking Water Supply Services of BIS had taken up the work for making a standard.
First of all, I would like to mention that Indian Standard IS 17482 2020 on Water Supply Management System requirements for piped drinking water supply services is applicable to all water utilities and does not favor any particular ownership or operating model. This standard is based on the principles of PDCA cycle, that is Plan, Do, Check, Act, and the risk-based thinking. Earlier, there was no certifiable standard and water supply system was being run on state guidelines, circulars, order and SOPs. Therefore, the government felt the need of an Indian standard on the subject which should be followed by the water utilities to provide continuous and safe drinking water to the people of the country, which is conforming to the drinking water specifications as per Indian Standard IS 10500 to set the minimum requirements for drinking water management system and related services. This certifiable standard has been formulated by BIS for implementation by the water utilities, dealing with the abstraction, transportation, treatment, storage and distribution of the drinking water. The implementation of this standard by the water utilities would provide confidence in the mind of the people that drinking water being supplied is safe for drinking. By implementing this standard, the water utilities would also be benefited in terms of improved efficiency of water supply services, cost-effective supply system and better quality of water being supplied. In addition to this, the implementation of this standard would help the government to achieve the set goal of Har Ghar Jal by 2024.
The standard, that is IS 17482, was formulated after deep consultation in the sectional committee meetings with stakeholders and experts representing water utilities or suppliers, government, institutions, consumer organizations, industry associations, etc.
Indian Standard Drinking Water Supply Quality Management System requirement for piped drinking water supply services has been prepared by the Public Drinking Water Services Sectional Committee SSD 14 under the Service Sector Divisional Council of BIS. This sectional committee has representation of all stakeholders like central government, state government, consumer organizations, institution, policy making organization, water utilities, laboratories, association, experts from different organizations and experts in individual capacity. The committee had studied various documents on water quality and supply system, including available research documents, CPH EEO manual, published Indian and international standards and other relevant documents, and the best practices being followed at national and international level. As the chairman of the committee, I had been entrusted with the responsibility to make sure that committee prepare and publish a world-class standard suitable to Indian conditions and which may be implemented by water utilities. The working draft prepared by BIS Secretariat has been taken up by the panel of experts to prepare this standard. I expect that the water utilities of all the states and union territories of the country will implement this standard to have a uniform piped drinking water supply system throughout the country.
A more efficient system of piped drinking water supply will ensure better quality of water, which will lead to better health and reduction in waterborne diseases and water supply related problems. So let's understand the key features of this BIS standard, that is IS 17482.
This standard covers all the activities of the water utility, starting from the intake of raw water from the source, the water treatment, its transportation and storage of clean water in reservoirs, and right up to its distribution to the customer. It also guides the water utility regarding the management system aspect at every step of the way. The top management of the water utility shall suitably ensure compliance of quality of water and related services as per the BIS standards.
To fulfill the requirement of the customer for regular availability and supply of clean drinking water, the water utility has to follow the following processes.
The standard includes the following essential aspects and requirements related to drinking water supply management system. At first, the standard talks about determining the scope of the piped drinking water supply service management system. After that, the water utility shall address the risk and opportunity that they are tackling. Next, the water utility shall define their policies, their role, responsibility and authorities of the organization. After that, which is very important, the water utility shall plan things and set out its objectives. After the planning comes the support, which includes resources like people, infrastructure, maintenance and the environment. The utility shall also maintain its management information system, its production and service requirement. The next important aspect is the leadership and commitment, which shall be followed by the top management, the customer feedback and its satisfaction. Thereby comes the audit like internal audit, water audit, performance audit, which shall be carried by the performance review and management review.
By implementing drinking water supply quality management system, the top management of the water utility shall be more responsible to ensure compliance of quality of water and related services and to provide a continuous supply of clean drinking water. Let us talk to the head of Service Sector Department of BIS, Mr. S.K. Kanodia, to get the detail about the responsibilities of top management for implementing the BIS standard IS 17482.
IS 17482 covers the requirements for leadership and commitment. Government shall demonstrate leadership and commitment by taking accountability for the effectiveness of the piped drinking water supply services, ensuring that the policy and the objectives are established and compatible with the context and strategic direction of water utility, promoting the use of process approach and risk-based analysis, ensuring that the resources needed for the piped drinking water supply system are available. Top management has also to ensure the drinking water supply services management system achieves its intended result. Next is the communicating the importance of effective management and of conforming to the management system requirements. Next is the engaging, directing and supporting persons to contribute to the effectiveness of management system. Promoting improvement through system upgradation and resource enhancement. In addition to this, customer focus is very important aspect which needs attention by the top management by ensuring that customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements are determined, understood and consistently met to satisfy the customer. The next is the risk and the opportunities that can affect conformity of products and services and the ability to enhance customer satisfaction are determined and addressed. The next is the focus on enhancing customer satisfaction is maintained. The next comes is the policy of water utility. Top management has to establish, implement and maintain a policy that is appropriate to the purpose and context of the water utility and supports its strategic direction. Provides a framework for setting objectives, includes a commitment to satisfy applicable requirements, and includes a commitment to continual improvement of quality of pipe drinking water supply services. Once policy is documented, it has to be communicated properly. Top management has to ensure that the policy is available, maintained as documented information, and it is communicated, understood and applied within the water utility. That should be available to the interested party as appropriate, and it is displayed on water utilities website. Next important aspect is the organizational role, responsibilities and authorities. Top management shall assign responsibility and authority for ensuring that the pipe drinking water supply management system conforms to the requirement of the standard, ensuring that the processes are delivering their intended output. Reporting on the performance of pipe drinking water supply services management system and on the opportunities for improvement in a particular to the top management, ensuring the promotion of customer focus throughout the organization. Next is ensuring the integrity of the system is maintained when changes to the drinking water supply service system are planned and implemented. Ensuring the plan of action in case of emergency for repairing or restoring the normal services within 24 hours to 36 hours or as per the charter of the water utility. Ensuring the plan of action in case of disaster. The management review shall be planned and carried out considering the status of action from the previous management reviews. Changes in external and internal issues that are relevant to the pipe drinking water supply system. Information on the performance and effectiveness of management system. Adequacy of resources. Effectiveness of actions taken to address risk and opportunities. Opportunities for improvement. After the management review is done by the top management, the output of management review shall include the decisions and the action related to the opportunities for improvement, need for reform to drinking water supply management system and the resources needed. At last, I would say that the top management has the prime responsibility to support the activities and ensure implementation of this standard.
The standard IS 17482 will help to provide clean water supply services across the country and also reduce the water losses in distribution. Considering scarcity of safe drinking water in the country, the reduction in losses in distribution will not only improve the efficiency of the water utility or water supplier, but the clean water would be available to more people. In order to know the provisions given in the standard for monitoring loss of clean water, let's talk to convener panel of the committee, Dr. Ramakant.
The losses during transmission and distribution of drinking water needs special attention by the water utility or water supplier and has to be minimized to the extent possible to make the drinking water available to all the citizens of our country. When we talk about the NRW, which is the produced and lost before it reaches to the consumer, which may be physical losses from leakages due to the aging of the water supply networks, their operation and maintenance and metering inaccuracies. The standards which is recommended by BIS shows that the NRW, non-revenue water, be reduced up to 20%. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has also proposed the extent of NRW benchmark as 20% for urban areas. The standard also specifies the requirement to conduct water audit annually the report from the water audit shall be reviewed by the top management of the water utility, and it may be utilized to assess the water losses in the distribution systems. The top management can make appropriate action to reduce water losses, thus improving revenue generations and making the system self-sustainable.
It is a key responsibility of water utility to arrange water audits at regular interval to reduce water losses in distribution and also for the distribution of clean drinking piped water. After understanding the implementation process of BIS standard IS 17482, the water utility has to choose the agency to get the certification. For that, the water utility can visit the BIS website to get more information about the new standard and can follow the detailed instructions on IS 17482.
Organization desirous of obtaining system certification as per any management system standard has to do the following things. First one is they should buy relevant management system standard and study thoroughly. If possible, form a core group with one coordinator or more coordinators. The core group shall study the requirements of the standard. They must do gap analysis with what they are presently doing and what are the requirements of the standard, and they assign tasks to core group member with time frame. Review the progress of preparation various type of documents like manual, procedure, etc. Though manual is not a mandatory requirement nowadays, but it is always better to make a manual to get everything all together. After complete preparation of documents, read, review the same in the presence of top management and make necessary corrections in those documents. Get the documents approved from authorized personnel, especially from top management. Circulate to all departments under the relevant management systems. Conduct at least one awareness training program for all, if possible more. Then establish policy, objectives, external issues, internal issues, operational risks, etc. System coordinator should ensure proper and effective implementation of the management system established in all the departments. System coordinator must organize one cycle of internal audit of all departments including top management. They should take appropriate action on any non-conformity raised. They also organize one cycle of management review, and management review normally should be done after the completion of internal audit to include the points raised in the internal audit, and this should ascertain that management system is in place and it is giving the required results. After completion of all the above things, they can apply to BIS either on BIS portal or through hard copies or through email, anything. Now, documents required at the time of submitting applications: test report of source water, process flowchart, details of in-house laboratory testing arrangement with outside recognized laboratories, details of monitoring of water quality system, manual if are there, then list of documented procedures, list of documented information, test report of drinking water as per IS 10500 from BIS recognized laboratory. Actions by BIS on receipt of application. What BIS will do after they will get the application? First, BIS will scrutinize the application as per the checklist or as per our own procedures. Then after getting all these things, we are normally recording the application, and after recording the application, we normally plan the audit. After recording of the application, BIS plans for audit. First, stage 1 audit, where BIS nominate the team. Basically, our management system certificate officer presents in the region, nominates the team with approval of regional DDGs. With mutual consent, stage 1 audit is carried out by the auditor or auditors. Now, in stage 1 audit, what are the things to be verified? Now, all the information provided in the application, whether correct and authentic, then size, location, that is single site, multi-site or multi-location, then manpower, products and services of the organization, scope of certification, readiness of the applicant in a general way to ascertain feasibility of stage 2 audit, that is final compliance audit. If any guidance or clarification is required by the applicant, it is to be provided by the audit team. They are also provided the information about the fees and charges. Then after all this, the audit team, that means maybe it is audit team, maybe it is single auditor, and the representative of the management of the auditee, they decide upon a tentative date for stage 2 audit. If non-conformities are observed in stage 1 audit, the same are to be communicated. If it is found that non-conformities are many and cannot be complied with the documentary evidence, then another visit may be done. Otherwise, if corrective actions are taken and communicated to Management System Certification Officer with satisfactory supportive evidence, then stage 2 audit is planned by Management System Certification Officer of the region. Now, MSCO proposes audit team based on technical area, competency of the auditors, get it approved from the regional DDGs and communicate the same to auditors and auditee both. Then comes stage 2 audit. Now, in the stage 2 audit, BIS audit team carry out audits as per agreed dates and schedules. Team leader of the team assigns responsibilities to auditors in the team for audit of various departments. Preparation is done by collecting relevant documents, formats, procedures. On the day of the audit, opening meeting is conducted where team leader introduces the audit team and auditee also introduces their team, and then team leader informs about the audit scope, criteria, method of audit, whether any guide is required or not, about confidentiality, etc. During the audit, the team will verify evidences of samples selected, evaluating the cases against actual practice, procedures, manual, etc., and conformity or non-conformity is established. Team leader ensures that audit of all departments as per schedule is completed, all relevant evidences are collected and verified. If any non-conformity is observed, the same is discussed with auditee or system coordinator and communicated to the auditee for taking appropriate action with a time frame of 45 days as per BIS guidelines. After receipt of the audit report, the same is reviewed, and if everything is found satisfactory and meeting the certification requirements, then the certification is granted. The license or certificate is granted for 3 years, during which there will be 2 surveillance audits conducted at an interval of approximately 1 year.
It is a dream for people of the country to get continuous and clean water supply, meeting all the requirements of Indian standards and following one uniform supply system. The implementation of BIS standard IS 17482 will also help the water utilities to follow one system and ultimately avoid confusion and to smoothen the operations for supply of clean drinking water to the consumers.